In today's video, we're going to talk about Notos, the newest ML5. I think he's still on banner for about one more week. Um, he's a knight. He has really high HP defense. He's kind of a unique hero because of his passives. So let's start with the second one. Biggest thing is he can't be pushed back or pushed up, so he's unaffected by combat readiness. And the second thing is when he's in the God of Battle form, it does 50% def pen and it does a lot of damage. The big thing here is his S3. When he presses S3, he gets this unique buff. All stats of his are doubled, and basically everyone's immune to debuffs and buffs. So he's extremely powerful, assuming he can press his S3. When he presses S3, you're basically guaranteed at least 2 kills, and he's pretty much invincible in this mode. So he's extremely powerful. One of the things that's mentioned here is all of his stats are doubled. So that means when you build him, whenever he presses S3, he's going to be doubling all of his stats. So that means he'll have like 3,000 attack here, 3,000 defense, like 60,000 health or more. The speed is also doubled. And then the key thing here is when you build your Notos, you want to get him at 50 crit chance and about 175 crit damage. And that's because these are capped at 100 and 350. So when you press S3, you're going to be capped on them. So you don't want to prioritize these two too much. You kind of want to focus on speed, health, defense, and then, F-res is nice, but it's not a must-have. In terms of gear sets, you definitely want to give him the brand new set Warfare. This set gives him 20% more health, but the key thing is the effect here. So at the start of battle, you reset skill cooldowns. And his S3 starts with a cooldown by default at 7 turns. So you basically need to run him on Warfare set. I guess technically you could run him with units that use skill cooldown, like Aram or I think Green Iceria also has it, but it's not really recommended. You're better off just building him on Warfare. This way he's self-reliant and he doesn't need another hero to set him up. So in terms of stats, like I said, just want bulk and speed. F-res is a nice to have, not a must-have, unless you're playing a different. You can play ER build if you really want, but I think you're going to be missing out on a lot of bulk and damage if you choose to go that way. He's very stat heavy or stat hungry. So again, I think speed, the 200 to 250 range. I mean, 250 is really high end. You need a lot of speed rolls to do that. Crit chance, again, you want to aim for 50% crit chance and 175 crit damage. This way you're basically hitting the cap. So in terms of artifacts, you can run a lot of different things. I think most people are running Holy Sacrifice. When this is maxed, you basically get a revive. So this is super helpful if you're playing him in that kind of carry role. So even if he dies once, you'll basically guarantee getting your S3 off. And in a scenario where it's like a 1v1 at the end, he'll have an opportunity to S3 again, assuming he didn't die before he got his first one off. So that's probably the most common one. You can also run 3F or I think it's called like Glorious Throne. It does extra damage whenever you attack based on your health, especially when you're in the super mode. Your health is doubled, so this scale is really high. Some people are also running this, the Brieg artifact. It's basically crit chance and death pen, so it's pretty good. And then you can also, if you really want, you can run like Symbol of Unity, as one of the biggest counters to Notos is definitely evasion units. So you running an anti-evasion artifact can help you win a lot of those games because you're reducing that chance from like 50% to like 30%. It's still random, comes down to luck, but it can improve your odds. Um, so in terms of just like RTA in general, I think this unit is going to be banned or first picked almost every game. He's definitely a game changer. Um, the amount of damage he does when he presses S3 is just insane. I think with the stat base, the S3 or sorry S2 empowered does somewhere close to like 25,000 to 28,000 HP or something like that. And it also has Death Pen, so you can kill a lot of things with that. Almost every Soul Weaver, almost any DPS. I think again one of the big things here is all units are immune to buffs and debuffs. So a lot of the units last season, like Ruel, have invincibility, they have revive. Things like Freerin have a buff that makes them, immune to damage when they have souls. So he kind of negates all of that. If he gets his S3 off, he can kill basically anything. And he's almost guaranteed 2 of these empowered S2s in his mode, just because he's moving so quickly, and he's very, very tanky. So there's a lot of situations where he can kind of 1v4 teams. So he's definitely a high priority unit. I definitely recommend, again, just for equipment sets, Warfare. And you don't have to run Immunity. I think it's best in slot, but you can run anything. HP, you really want more damage, you can run like Pen or Torrent. But Warfare at a minimum, and just aim for, like 1500 defense, 30k health, 200 to 250 speed with 50 CR and 175 crit damage. FRES optional, but if you're an FRES player, you could also just run less bulk, less speed, and just go more FRES. It's probably pretty decent, to be honest. Yeah, that's kind of my review of Notos. I think he's a must pull, and he's definitely gonna shape up the RTA landscape.